Hey everyone, and welcome back. As you can see, I'm not in my normal spot. I'm actually in Tulsa, Oklahoma with my dad. We came for a Juneteenth festival and he had a bike ride a couple of days ago. He did about 60 miles, and so we are going to do about 10 minutes of yoga. I think my dad might do some in a little bit.
We'll see.
He said we'll see. But otherwise, we are going to get started. I, as always, have some props, so grab whatever you need, and then we will start on our backs. Coming down onto your back, pull your knees in towards your chest and rock from side to side. Start to just take this time to arrive in your space. Extend your arms out to a T and shift your hips over to the right. Start to easy twist over towards the left, sending your knees to the left side. You can keep your knees stacked, or maybe take your left leg long, right leg across, whichever supine twist you would like to take. If it's comfortable on your neck, take your gaze to the right. Inhale, pulling your knees back and towards your chest, and take that twist on your exhale to the other side. On your inhale, come back to center, pull your knees towards your chest, and rock lengthwise on your spine to sit up as many times as you would like, or just come up to a seat. Come into easy seat. I'm gonna face you all so you can see, but you can stay facing the front of your mat. Placing your hands on top of your knees, sit up nice and tall, elongating through your spine. Take your fingertips over towards the left, reaching towards the left side, and take a side stretch with your neck, taking your right ear towards your right shoulder. Place your left hand back on top of your left knee and extend your right arm out to the side. Start to take your left ear towards your left shoulder, making sure we're lengthening through that entire side, reaching towards the right to deepen that stretch. Slowly come out of that and make your way on your hands and knees in tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Keep a nice neutral spine, belly in, pulled in just a little bit. Head is in line with your tailbone. Inhale, drop your belly, lift the gaze, come into cow, opening the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, press the mat away, rounding the spine, opening the back of the shoulders, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take a few breaths on your own, working through your cat and cow. You can sway your hips from side to side. Just work with your breath to warm up the spine. On your next exhale, come into child's pose. Bring the toes together, knees wide, hips back, and extend your arms out in front of you. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale back through tabletop. And maybe scoot up a few inches on your mat just so you can extend your leg out behind you. Extend your right leg back, keeping your toes in contact with the mat, flexing the toes and stretching through the calf. And just rock from front to back. And then take your right knee next to your left, switch to the other side. Extend your left leg back, toes in contact with the mat, flexing the toes, they're tucked. So you can go forward and back, stretching out your calf. Drop your left knee down next to your right. Now we're back in our tabletop. On your next inhale, slowly tuck the toes, slight lift in the knees, hold. And exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up to the back wall, where the back wall and the ceiling meet. Head is in line with your spine. You're extending long through all 10 fingers. My mat's a little bit slippery today. Gripping down. Inhale, drop to tabletop. Exhale, back child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Stay here in your child's pose for 3 breaths. Lift up onto your fingertips and walk your hands over towards the left. Coming into a side body stretch, you can grab your right wrist with your left hand to elongate that. Lift back up onto your fingertips and walk your hands over towards the right. Grabbing your left wrist with your right hand, or just reaching both hands over towards the right is fine. Lift up onto both fingertips, walk your hands back towards center, and inhale up through your tabletop. If you wish to go into your downward facing dog, you can do that. But you can also do this from tabletop to take a little bit of weight off of your hands. From tabletop, take your right foot in between your hands and come into low lunge. I grabbed my blocks here for support. But you're welcome to take your hands up above your head or bring your hands to heart center. Main thing here, we want to make sure our hips are square to the front. Slight tuck in the tailbone so we can feel that lengthening in the front hip flexor. Slowly come out of that, plant your hands down onto the mat and bring your right knee back to meet your left in tabletop. Switching legs, bring your left leg in between your hands, come into low lunge on this side. Remember to breathe and work with your breath if you're going to go any deeper into this posture. Keeping your hips square, slight squeeze inward as well. One of the main things I forgot to tell you all is to make sure your front knee is stacked over your front heel. You want to make sure you can still see your toes when you're in low lunge, and more importantly, high lunge, so we're not shifting too much and putting too much weight there. Exhale, bring it back, come back into your tabletop. Move those props out of the way and slightly scoot your knees back, come into modified plank, or you're welcome to take a full plank position. We'll work through one vinyasa. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet towards your hands. Come into forward fold, elongating through the backs of the legs, head hangs heavy. Come into ragdoll, grab for opposite elbows. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift, bringing your hands to your shins, torso lifts, hips go back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly start to rise up, one vertebrae at a time. Come up to mountain pose. Inhale, your arms go up high above head. And exhale, swan dive forward, coming down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Take a vinyasa if you wish. I said we're only going to do one, so that's up to you. Or you can just come back down through tabletop into child's pose. Inhale up through tabletop and swing your legs around to come back onto your backs and keep both feet planted with your knees up towards the ceiling. Extend your right leg up high with your sole of the foot towards the ceiling and cross your right ankle over your left knee. You can stay here and gently open the right knee, or you can interlace your fingers behind your left calf or top of your left shin to pull your thigh in towards your chest, keeping both feet flexed. That was a lot of cues. But hopefully you guys caught all of that. We're just getting into the outrider hip. Exhale to lower out of that, bringing your left foot down to the mat. Right leg extends up and comes down to meet the left. Take a couple of windshield wipers, sending your feet out to the width of your mat, and send your knees over to the left and over towards the right. Extend your left leg up towards the ceiling, flexing your foot, and then bending at the knee, cross your left ankle across your right thigh by your right knee, and then maybe pull your right thigh in towards your chest, keeping both feet flexed. You want to make sure your neck is long here too, so we're not scrunching up with our shoulders, but the back of our neck is long on the mat. And exhale, slowly lower out of that. Extend your leg up towards the ceiling, plant your left foot next towards your right, and extend everything long. Come into Shavasana. Take as much time as you need here. Relax everything down. Relax your shoulders. Relax your legs. Most importantly, I think we hold a lot of tension in our face sometimes. So relax your face. Relax your jaw. If it's time to come out of your Shavasana, slowly start to Wiggle your fingers and toes. But again, stay here as long as you would like. If you're coming out with me, slowly roll over to one side. Plant your feet to help you come into a fetal position. And then slowly roll up, coming to easy seat. Thank you all for practicing with me, and until we see each other again, be well.